press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello children, subject EVS, topic agriculture, class 5th. Okay, in this class we study about irrigation methods. Understood? Irrigation methods. They are drip irrigation and spray irrigation. We study about drip irrigation and then spray irrigation. Okay. See here, water is available for agriculture land from ponds, canals, wells and bore wells, isn't it? Farmers who have, they are called sources of irrigation. Farmers who have sources of water follow some typical or distinct irrigation methods. They are followed some distinct irrigation methods to avoid wastage of water. For example, first one is drip irrigation. First one is drip irrigation. Drip irrigation. Okay. Drip irrigation means ಹನಿ ನೀರಾವರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. And second one is spray irrigation. ತುಂತುರು ನೀರಾವರಿ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay. Look at these pictures. Children, open your book 105, page number 105. See here, first picture it shows drip irrigation and second one spray irrigation. Now drip irrigation. In drip irrigation we can see here water is supplied to the roots. Okay, drip by drip. Here water is supplied to the roots. Drip by drip, isn't it? The water happening here. This where is a long pipe. There is a long pipe and holes have been made into that pipe. Understood? When water flows in the pipe from the source, it is supplied to the crops drop by drop. This is called as drip irrigation. Once again children, what is drip irrigation? In drip irrigation, water is supplied to the roots of the crops drop by drop. It is called drip irrigation. Okay, in drip irrigation we can see here water is supplied to the roots drip by drip. The water happening, there is a long pipe. Here we see there is a long pipe and holes have been made into that pipe, isn't it? When water flows in the pipe, what happened from the source, it is supplied to the crops drop by drop. This is called as drip irrigation. It is called as drip irrigation. Okay. The second method of irrigation is spray irrigation or sprinkles irrigation. You might have seen sprinkles or sprays that are present in the fields to carry out irrigation. So the look like this. I will see here. That is spray irrigation. See here. See, open your book and look at this picture. Okay. That sprinkler that's providing water to large area of land, isn't it? That's providing water to large area of land. So this is another method for irrigation, which is spray irrigation. Okay, look at this picture and try to understand children. Spray and drip irrigation, water is supplied to the roots of the crops drop by drop. So like we understand that there will be small holes in drip irrigation. In drip irrigation, water is supplied to the roots. In drip irrigation, water is supplied to the roots of the crops drop by drop. So like we understand that there will be small holes. Understood? Will made in the pipe and water will coming out of the drops directly root of the plants. Okay, to the soil. So then it go to the roots of the plant. Next one is spray irrigation. Spray irrigation. Here we see water is sprayed over the crops, isn't it? Uniformly in rainfall. Understood? In spray irrigation, water is spread like over the plants uniformly. So this is carried out just like it would have happened in rainfall. See here activity, see your book children. Activity, make a list of drip irrigated crops and spray irrigated crops. Understood? Drip irrigated crops. First one is, I have example. I have given some example here children. Drip irrigated crops. Drip irrigated crops, banana, cauliflower, cucumber, sugarcane. These are the drip irrigation crops. Okay. Next, spray irrigation crops are chili. Second one is spray irrigation. Chili, maize, onion, sunflower. Okay. ಅಂದರೆ ಹನಿ ನೀರಾವರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಗಳ ಬೇರುಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀರನ್ನು ಹನಿ ಹನಿಯಾಗಿ ಹರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ದೊರೆಯುವಂತೆ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಡ್ರಿಪ್ ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಹನಿ ನೀರ ವಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಟು ದ ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಬೈ ಡ್ರಾಪ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಹನಿ ನೀರಾವರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆಗಳ ಬೇರುಗಳಿಗೆ ನೀರು ಹನಿ ಹನಿಯಾಗಿ ಹರಿಯುವಂತೆ ಅಥವಾ ದೊರೆಯುವಂತೆ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇ ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಂತಾರೆ ತುಂತುರು ನೀರಾವರಿ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ತುಂತುರು ನೀರಾವರಿ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಳೆಯಂತೆ ತುಂತುರು ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮವಾಗಿ ಬೀಳುವಂತೆ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ನೀರು ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ತುಂತುರು ನೀರಾವರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮವಾಗಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ನೀರು ಬೆಳೆಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಳೆಯಂತೆ ತುಂತುರು ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮವಾಗಿ ಬೀಳುವಂತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇ ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಪ್ರೇಡ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ಲಿ ಆಸ್ ಇನ್ rainfall. Understood children? Okay. Drip irrigation is very suitable for regions where there is a sloping of land. This is because when you apply pressure and water from one end, it will flow easily towards the other end. Once again listen here, drip irrigation is very suitable for regions where there is sloping of land. Okay, this is because when you apply pressure and water from one end, it will flow easily towards the another end. Okay, if there is a natural slope, there is no need for spray. Understood? Instead, gravity will help to water flow from higher level to low levels. Okay, higher level to higher level. Understood? When the water flowing, we can conduct a drip irrigation by making small holes in the pipe. So some replicated crops are drip irrigated crops. banana, cauliflower, cucumber, sugarcane. Understood? And then sprinkler or spray irrigated crops are chili, maize, onion, sunflower. Okay. See here, next, what are the uses of drip irrigation and spray irrigation? List out here. Okay. See here, children. What are the uses of drip irrigation and spray irrigation? I have given 3 uses of drip irrigation. Write one by one, children. Write down in your book. Firstly, for drip irrigation, I will give you higher consistent quality yields. First, drip irrigation. Drip irrigation. Okay, the uses drip irrigation. Uses of drip irrigation, higher consistent consistent quality yields. Higher consistent quality yields because the amount of water that is applied to crops, okay, of influences the quality of the crop that you are getting. For example, crops will be dry. If you give too much of water, what happened? Then also the crop will be damaged. Isn't it? Once again, children, higher consistent quality yield because the amount of water that is applied to crops, the crops of influences of quality of the crops that you are getting. For example, crops will be, what happened? Crops will be damaged. So, to get the quality yield, it will get consistent amount of water to the crops. Okay. The second use of drip irrigation is water savings. Because we supplying it proper drop, isn't it? We can make sure plant receive water throughout and there is no wastage of water. Understood? There is no wastage of evaporation because all carrying out inside the pipe. There is no water runoff because we supplying it from one end, it is going directly plants, isn't it? There is no wastage of water savings, no evaporation, no run, no waste. There is no wastage of water. No evaporation. No run. No runoff. No waste. Okay, see here, complete the utilization drip irrigation uniformly in any topography. Okay, see here some types of irrigation there might need to be peasant to form bunds. To bunds are masses of soil which are constructed to the hold water in one particular region. In case of drip irrigation, this no needs of bunds, so we can make use of entire land across any type of land. Understood? Topography means type of land. Complete the utilization. Drip irrigation uniformly in any topography. Complete land utilization drip irrigation irrigates uniformly in any topography. Topography. Once again, these are the uses of drip irrigation. Okay, higher consistent quality yields, water savings, there is no wastage of water, no evaporation, no runoff, no waste. Complete land utilization, drip irrigates uniformly in any topography. Topography means children type of land. Understood? In case of drip irrigation, this is no need of ponds, so we can make use of entire land across any type of land. Understood? Now we learn use of spray irrigation. Now we study about the use of spray irrigation. Okay, see here, suitable in most types of soil. Write down children one by one. These are the uses of drip irrigation. Okay. Now the uses of spray irrigation. Spray irrigation. Uses of spray irrigation. It is suitable in most types of soil. Suitable in most type of soil. Okay, because it will be like natural rainfall, it is suitable for almost type of soil, most type of soil, and it is suitable for irrigation where plant population per unit area is very high. Okay, so this means if the crops have been grown very close to each other with less distance between them. Once again, suitable in most. Sprinkler firstly is suitable for soil. It is suitable for soil, suitable in most types of soil. Okay, because it will be the natural rainfall, it is suitable for most type of, soil, and it is suitable for irrigation also. Okay, irrigation where plant population per unit area is very high. So this means if the crops have been grown very close to each other with less distance between them. When sprinkler irrigation or spray irrigation is suitable and the implementation and operation of spray irrigation is very easy. Do this can be done without the for an expert. Okay, easy implementation and operations. The case of uses of sprinkler or spray irrigation, understood? Easy implementation. Implementation and operations. Okay. In this case, the use of sprinklers or spray irrigation. Understood, children? When sprinkler irrigation or spray irrigation is suitable and the implementation and operation of spray irrigation is very easy. Okay. So, this can be done without the for an expert. Okay, see here, farmers are advised to adopt drip irrigation in recent years. Okay. Why? Because of the water scarcity, farmers advise. Because of water scarcity. Because of water scarcity, farmers advised for drip irrigation because it saves 70% of water when compared to flood irrigation. Because the water saving rate is very high, farmers are advised to adopt it. Okay, see here, now this in certain agricultural lands, soil has deficient nutrients. So it is less fertile. It is called barren land. Understood, children? Which is less fertile, it is called barren land. It is not easy to grow crops here, but recently plants such as Jatropha and Pangemia or Honge, which yield biofuel, are being grown in barren land. It means deficient nutrients, means if some nutrients are not present them. Some nutrients are not present them. They are known as deficient nutrients. Okay. So it is less fertile. Just like how we need nutrients like vitamins to grow up healthily. Understood? Even plants also need nutrients from the soil. If the nutrients are not present, then the plants will not grow or healthily. So this soil is less fertile. This soil is less fertile. This known as, it is called as barren land. Banjaru bhumi anta kariyalagutte. It is not easy to grow crops here. Understood? If the land is called as barren land, here it means that it is lacking some nutrients. And it is not easy to grow the crops here. Understood? In barren land, it is lacking some nutrients and it is not easily to grow the crops here. But recently, plants such as Jatropha, which plants? Jatropha and Pangemia or Honge, which yield biofuel, are being grown in barren land. So, biofuel are alternative for the normal fuel. We use fuel like coal, petrol, diesel, natural gas, isn't it? We use coal, petrol, diesel, natural gas. Instead of them, we can use biofuel. So, this biofuel fuel can be obtained from trees like in Jatropha or Pangemia or Jatropha, Pangemia or Honge trees. Okay. Okay children, I will ask you one question. Rain-fed agriculture, what is rain? Rain-fed agriculture is called khushki. This is correct or false children? It is correct. It is true, isn't it? Or dryland cultivation. Khushki or dryland cultivation. Rain-fed agriculture is called khushki or dryland cultivation, isn't it? Thank you children.